for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Calabogie Motorsports Park full.
DMAX's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:17.244. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
And there's Megasaurus 55, easing out onto Calabogie Motorsports Park full. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this outlap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
There goes Wayne Pearson, on their first dance with Calabogie Motorsports Park full. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too, making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
D-Max crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:17.244. They're getting to grips with Calabogie Motorsports Park full, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Megasaurus 55 is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Audi TT Cup's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right, in Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
There's the first flying lap for Puppy Dog from Hell, hitting 2:12.762. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 2:07.527. Wayne Pearson is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right, it's about understanding the track's personality today at Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Calabogie Motorsports Park full.
Alright, Puppy Dog from Hell has put down a 12:09.999. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Audi TT Cup.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
There's Wayne Pearson, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The outlap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Calabogie Motorsports Park full.
Puppy Dog from Hell posted 12:09.999 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
There are just over 255 minutes left in this practice session. Wayne Pearson is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Watch as Eric Wolfs takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything at Euro, the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Wayne Pearson is on their first practice flying lap. Look at Eric. Wolf's taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Puppy Dog from Hell has a best lap time of 2:12.762. Eric, Wolf's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Wayne Pearson is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Audi TT Cup has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Eric, Wolfs is getting to grips with the Audi TT Cup in this practice session. With just 248 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. DMAX's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 14:59.234. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Maybe today Satan is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. A Euro sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Calabogie Motorsports Park full.
D-Max crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 14:59.234. They're getting to grips with Calabogie Motorsports Park full, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
And off goes maybe today Satan, easing into the rhythm of Calabogie Motorsports Park full. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
Boy, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
Wayne Pearson's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:12.392. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
There's the first flying lap for Eric Wolfs, hitting 3:49.726. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
There goes maybe today Satan on their first dance with Calabogie Motorsports Park full. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too, making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Wayne Pearson has a best lap time of 2:12.392. Maybe today Satan is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Wayne Pearson posted a 2:10.768 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
With just 239 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Eric Wolfs posted 2:07.029 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? D-Max has a best lap time of 2:12.975. Megasaurus 55's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:06.841. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Eric, Wolf's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:16.430. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Rob Keane is in Wilson's. Eric, Wolves crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:16.430. They're getting to grips with Calabogie Motorsports Park full, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Watch as Richard Rossier takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything a Euro, the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Look at Chris Ilduke taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
And there's Richard Rossier, easing out onto Calabogie Motorsports Park 4. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this outlap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
There's the first flying lap for Wayne Pearson, hitting 2:08.260. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Look at Infinity go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Richard Rossier is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Audi TT Cup's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Wayne Pearson posted a 4:05.292 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Last on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
D-Max posted 6:43.725 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 228 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Richard Rossier has a best lap time of 2:07.862. Infinity's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 3:20.380. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Calabogie Motorsports Park full, as the drivers rev up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session. Infinity is on their outlap. Chris Duke has secured a respectable 7th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
I completely agree, Rob. Chris Duck has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Impressive display by Richard Rossier, currently sitting in position 3. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Wayne Pearson has put in a great effort and currently holds 5th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Wayne Pearson's current position of 5th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
A solid qualifying performance by Puppy Dog from Hell, positioning them in 2nd at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. It's been Rob has completed their outlap. Rob has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Puppy Dog from Hell has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Wayne Pearson has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification. Joe Ergue has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Lars has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by Infinity so far, earning them second on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Infinity has done a fantastic job to claim second. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Impressive work from Richard Rossier, who has claimed third on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
Couldn't agree more, Rob.
Richard Rossier has just completed a lap in 2:07.160. Let's see if they can improve on that time further. A solid performance from Wayne Pearson as they currently hold position 9. However, with the session coming to a Chris Ilduke has completed their outlap. It hasn't been the best qualifying session for Eddie G so far. They find Eddie G has completed their outlap. Disappointing performance from Lars in this qualifying session. Lars has completed their outlap. A tough outing for Suneuler in qualifying today. They currently sit in 14th position, which is far from ideal. However, there's a chance for them to regroup, analyze their data, and make some adjustments to their setup to improve their result. Suneuler has completed their outlap. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 9th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Eddie's current position of 9th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity. A strong showing from Megasaurus 55 as they currently sit in 5th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. Megasaurus 55 has completed their first flying lap in 2:07.203. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session.
Wolves has just completed that lap in 2:08.026. Their best lap so far is 2:08.026, putting them in P6. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Richard Rossia will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session. Eddie G has positioned themselves well in 9th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
Absolutely, Rob. Eddie G has put in a remarkable effort to secure 9th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
It's about time Eddie G considered a different approach. With a 2:07.602, they're stuck in 6th. Maybe a change in brake bias could give them more control in those hard braking zones.
That's a solid point, Rob. Better braking control means they can brake later and harder, making up precious time in the corners.
A tough qualifying session for Sunoiler. They're currently mired in 11th position, which is a setback for their ambitions. However, they have the resilience and determination to learn from their mistakes and fight back in the race. Sunoiler has just completed a lap in 2:08.200. Let's see if they can improve on that time further. Currently in 10th, maybe today Satan has completed their first flying lap in 2:08.899. A disappointing performance from Chris Ilduke so far in this qualifying session. Finding themselves in 12th position is certainly not what they were aiming for. However, they have the talent and experience to bounce back and salvage a better result. Megasaurus 55 has put in a great effort and currently holds 5th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
I completely agree, Rob. Megasaurus 55 has positioned themselves impressively in 5th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
With Megasaurus 55 now sitting pretty in 5th, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn.
And there goes Richard Rossia, currently in position 4. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Richard Rosier has done a fantastic job to claim 4th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
It's an impressive showing by Zhou Yu, currently in 10th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Impressive display by Keen, currently sitting in position 2. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Rob Keen's current position of second reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Not the ideal start for Wayne Pearson in this qualifying session. Currently in 13th position, they'll be eager to put together a strong final lap to improve their standing. The pressure is on, and they'll need to deliver their best performance. Wayne Pearson's clocking in at 209.296 isn't turning heads just yet. They're holding on to 12th, but with time running out, it's now or never.
They've got the skill, Rob, but they need to translate that into lap times. It's time to throw caution to the wind and go all out.
It's been a struggle for Lars in qualifying. As of now, they find themselves in 14th position, which is well below their expectations. However, motorsport is unpredictable, and there's still an opportunity for them to shine and move up the grid. Lars has completed their outlap. A challenging session for Chris Ilduke so far. They're currently in 11th position, which is not where they wanted to be. But in motorsport, we've seen remarkable comebacks, and they'll be hoping to turn their fortunes around and secure a better result.
You're spot on, Rob. Chris Ilduke has had a tough time in this qualifying session, but they shouldn't be counted out just yet. With their experience and the support of their team, they might find the extra speed needed to move up the grid.
A dominant display by Rob in this qualifying session. They have put in a stunning lap time and find themselves at the top of the leaderboard. The other drivers will have their work cut out to match their speed and claim that pole position.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Rob is currently untouchable with their outstanding performance. They have raised the bar, and their competitors have a tough challenge ahead to catch up.
An outstanding display from Rob in this qualification session. They have been on fire, putting in blistering lap times and currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's a statement performance, showcasing their speed and determination.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Rob has asserted their authority on the track with their commanding performance. The gap between them and the rest of the field is quite significant.
There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Calabogie Motorsports Park full, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Rob Keane will be feeling confident starting from pole position.
But they can't get cocky. This is AssettoCorsaFriends, and anything can happen.
And in second place, we have Infinity. Starting just behind the front runners in third place is the determined driver, Jack M Team.
Big things expected for Jack M Team today.
Lining up in fourth is Richard Rossier.
What can they do with that Audi TT Cup from here?
And in the fifth position, it's none other than Megasaurus 55.
Megasaurus 55 is looking on for a strong result.
Our sixth place starter, Eddie G, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track.
The American driver has been driving the wheels off the Audi TT Cup in practice.
In the middle of the pack, we have Eric Wolf starting from the 7th position on the grid. On the 8th grid slot, we have Sun Euler.
What can we expect from the German driver?
Starting from 9th on the grid is a good position for maybe today Satan to launch an attack.
They would have liked to be higher up, but that's not going to stop maybe today Satan fighting their way through.
Joe Yu is lining up 10th. Chris Ilduke may have a bit of work to do starting from 11th on the grid.
But they've got the skills to make something happen.
Starting from 12th on the grid is a tough ask for Wayne Pearson, but they're up for the challenge.
The English driver will want to show what they're made of today.
Puppy Dog from Hell may not be starting from pole, but they're still in with a shot. Green flag. Green flag.
Lukey here, it's a true testament of a driver's grit. Gotta keep that car sticking like molasses in January. And if they ain't sharp, well, they might find themselves talking a little detour off the track.
The tension is palpable here. No one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap. As the drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at AssettoCorsaFriends for making this all possible. Heroes one and all.
I am so excited at the prospects for this race. I can't wait to see the drama unfold.
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up.
Well, butter my cornbread, Sun Euler's playing it cool and steady. Maybe they're just enjoying the beautiful Calabogie Motorsports Park here at Calabogie Motorsports Park full. Can't blame them.
I think passing is going to be difficult today here at Calabogie Motorsports Park full, so it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers get on. There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start.
You know, sometimes the best strategy is to hold your cards close to your chest. Megasaurus 55 sitting right there at 5, just watching the field unfold.
It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Sun Euler and Eddie G. Tell ya what, Rob's got more guts than a croc in a boxing ring. Closing that gap and breathing down the neck of Richard Rossier. Hope Richard Rossier brought the aero guard. Cause is about to get bitten. The adrenaline is pumping as Sun Euler gets within striking distance of Eddie G in their race for 6th.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Sun Euler gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
Sun Euler and Eddie G have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 0.4 seconds now. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
Gee whiz. Sun Euler is breathing down Eddie's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Eddie's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. Oh, this is getting intense. Megasaurus 55 is just a few car lengths behind Chris Iljuk.
Coming out of temptation, Megasaurus 55's got the downforce and grip. That car's as sticky as North Carolina barbecue sauce, and he's looking to stick right to Chris Ilju's tail.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Jack M Team, who is currently in P12. But Puppy Dog from Hell is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Jack M Team.
When you talk about experience, it's like saying I've experienced my mother-in-law's cooking. Doesn't mean I want to do it again. But Jack M Team, keep pushing.
Chris Iljuk is placed 10th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Puppy Dog from Hell, who is 0.8. Stop the press. Blimey. Richard Rossier's just thrown another shrimp on the Barbie of mishaps. This one's burnt.
I reckon Richard Rosier thought they were panning for gold off the track there. Sorry, buddy, that's not how you strike it rich.
It's a battle of wills out there. Each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
Rob. Last time I saw Rob always keen this riled up, there were sparks flying off the track. Get ready for a showdown.
I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Rob's just breezed into second.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
Talk about intense. Sunoiler is on Ed Egg's bumper. We're in for a treat as they approach Shark. We got a close battle as Jack M Team closes in on Puppy Dog from Hell. The intensity is off the charts as Wayne Pearson hounds D-Max, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Jack M Team is proper nipping at Puppy Dog from Hell's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
This is getting heated, with Jack M.
Wait, well, if it isn't D-Max, the wild wallaby of the track, hopping right off the tarmac.
DMAX is not going to be happy about that.
Hey, Puppy Dog from Hell, if Jack M Team gets any closer, you might need to pop the question. Though last time I did that, she said, actually I can't tell you because of the court order.
If racing was a rodeo, Puppy Dog from Hell's riding that bull and not letting go.
Haha, down under we'd say they're clinging on like a possum in a gum tree. The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
It's a battle for position as Megasaurus 55 tries to make a move on Yorgu. This is what racing is all about.
You beauty. Megasaurus 55's lap was hotter than a sunburnt shrimp on the Barbie. It's a thrilling pursuit as Jack M Team is right behind Puppy Dog from Hell, keeping the pressure on for 11th place.
Should things go awry, Jack M Team and Puppy Dog from Hell might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting, though I doubt they'd enjoy it as much as the spectators.
Braking development. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Wayne Pearson. Too much snagger, not enough bun.
Well, butter my biscuit. Wayne Pearson took a trip to the weeds. Must have thought they were at a barn dance the way they spun around.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Mate, are they packing something extra down under? Sunoilers just rocketed into 5th. Hold on to your hats, folks. Eddie G is right on the heels of Sunoiler, and we're in for a wild ride.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Eddie G looked like overtaking, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
It's a game of inches now as Keen tails Richard Rossier closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
It's a battle of nerves now. Who will make the first mistake? Rob or Richard Rosier? This is high-stakes racing.
Things are heating up as Megasaurus 55 closes in on Joe Ergue. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. Blimey, maybe today Satan must have spotted a pub off the track. That's the only reason any self-respecting Aussie would swerve that way. Oh, this is getting intense. Joe Ergue is just behind Megasaurus 55.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
Buckle up. Sun Oiler is all over Eric. Wolf's like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action?
Sun Oiler is following Eric. Wolf's so closely, they could start charging them rent for occupying the same space on the track.
Did you blink? Because Sun Oiler just laid down a scorcher of a lap. Even my ex never left that fast. I'm curious, Hal, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Rob. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would...
Breaking alert, it's like David versus Goliath out there. Sun Oiler just slung a stone and gained ground, while Eric, Wolf's, is left searching for footing. Look at Eric. Wolf's trying to close that gap on Sun Oiler. Kind of like me trying to get close to a decent Barbie back home.
Barbie? Oh, you mean a barbecue. Yeah, but over here it's like trying to catch the last slice of pizza at a Super Bowl party.
This is wheel-to-wheel racing at its finest. The drivers are practically glued together as they fight for every inch of track. It's a battle you don't want to miss.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. The proximity of these cars is incredible. The precision and trust these drivers have in each other is truly remarkable.
What a move. Jack M Team has moved up to 9th.
Impressive. Jack M Team is really showing their skill and determination out there.
There's a storm brewing, and it's got Puppy Dog from Hell's name on it. Chris Duke, batten down the hatches, it's coming for you.
Who will be able to maintain their pace and come out on top?
With a move that's swift, I'd say Puppy Dog from Hell's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown?
If Chris Duck isn't careful, they might end up turning this high-speed chase into a synchronized spinning routine, and trust me, that's not a crowd pleaser.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Jack M Team is sniffing around Joe Yu like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 8th.
The only thing closer than Jack M Team to Jorg Yu right now is the paint on their cars. Talk about a close encounter.
The gap between Chris Duke and Puppy Dog from Hell is razor thin as they vie for 11th in this nail-biting contest.
With the way Chris Duck is stalking Puppy Dog from Hell, you'd think they're trying to figure out what they had for breakfast this morning.
An impressive showing from Chris Duke, who has gained positions and left Puppy Dog from Hell in the dust. Well, that's an unexpected descent. Chris Duke finds themselves repositioned at 12th. No room for error here. Chris Duke is breathing down the neck of Puppy Dog from Hell, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. Chris Duke's falling behind Puppy Dog from Hell at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. Wow, Jack M Team is really pushing hard to catch up to Joe Yu. There's blood in the water for 8th place.
Sweet tea and biscuits. Jack M Team's closing in on Jorg Yu. I reckon we'll see some fireworks at Throat.
Jack M Team is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.78 seconds down. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Lars is chasing Jack M Team in P9. Mate, maybe today's Satan's right up DMAX's chuff. As they zip through Spoon, we're all expecting some fireworks. A brilliant maneuver from maybe today's Satan, who has just moved up the field.
That kind of move? That's what happened.
Breaking development. Well, Joe Hughes decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them.
If Jorg Yu was fishing, they'd have thrown that one back into the pond. That's a tough go.
Alright, hold your horses. D-Max is really putting the heat on maybe today's Satan. If I were maybe today's, hold up a mo, blimey, Jack M team veered off the track like I veer away from commitment. Maybe they'll come back, unlike my ex.
Did the wind contribute to that? It's blowing at 13 kph out there right now.
The race is really heating up. Eddie G is hunting down Eric Wolfs with everything they've got.
The gap is 0.5 seconds now. Eddie G is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Eric Wolfs. Someone shook the board?
Seems so. Eddie's taken a slide, but knowing them, it's just a part of the dance. Anyone who says that AssettoCorsaFriends is not the best racing club on the planet is clearly insane. The quality of driving we're seeing out there on the track is absolutely phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more. It's like these drivers were born to race. They're weaving in and out of traffic, taking corners at unbelievable speeds, and making it all look effortless. It's clear that they've put in the time and effort to hone their skills.
Get ready, folks. With maybe today's Satan tailing this close to D-Max, temptation is about to become a hotspot.
Should things go south between maybe today's Satan and DMAX, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
Someone's revved up after lunch. Maybe today Satan's blitzed ahead, claiming 14th. You know, Hal, during a long race like this, how easy is it for a driver to experience a lapse in concentration?
It can be quite easy, Rob. With so many factors to consider and the intense focus required, even the most experienced drivers can have a momentary lapse. That's why mental training and staying in the zone are so important.
They're going side by side, door handle to door handle. This is as close as it gets, folks. Who will have the courage to outbrake the others? Stone the Crows. Chris Dukes managed to trim that gap with Puppy Dog from Hell, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they'd put down that beer.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Chris Dukes using that draft from Puppy Dog from Hell real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
Now that's how it's done. Chris Duke rips through the track, while Puppy Dog from Hell watches the tail lights fade. It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Rob steal it from Infinity?
Exactly. Rob's got to be careful not to overdrive, sort of like overcooking a steak. No one wants a burnt race, right? The gap between Keen and Infinity is getting smaller. As a former racing driver, how important is the relationship between a driver and their team during a race? It's absolutely crucial, Rob. The team provides valuable information and support, helping the driver make the right decisions on track. A strong bond between the driver and the team can be the difference between winning and losing. Boy, Eddie's giving it a red-hot go in 6th. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Eric Wolfs. Might see a cheeky move soon. It's game on now. Eddie G has closed the gap to Eric Wolfs. It's now down to 0.5 seconds. Exactly what Eddie G needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Eric Wolfs. With every twist and turn, Megasaurus 55 is shadowing last, waiting to pounce like a lion on the hunt. Reminds me of two wombats fighting for the best burrow. Close, intense, and unpredictable. Oh, this is gripping. With every lap, Rob's drawing closer to that lead spot. They're both battling tire to tire. If I were the leader, I'd be checking my mirrors every blink of an eye. It's an intense battle for position as Eddie G tries to outmaneuver Eric Wolfs. This is edge-of-your-seat racing. Remember that time Eddie G made that audacious move on the last lap? Feels like deja vu, doesn't it, Rob? A great pass for Eddie G as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Eric Wolfs has lost ground. Incident alert. Oi. Is it just me or? Nah, mate, Rob really just took the scenic route through the outback of Calabogie Motorsports Park full.
Crikey.
Lord have mercy. Rob Keane must have seen a ghost or thought they spotted Bigfoot. That was one wild turn.
Blimey, Megasaurus 55 is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. Struth, Megasaurus 55's not here to muck about. The gap to Lars is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 1.1 seconds. As the laps wind down, the hunt intensifies. Puppy Dog from Hell is lurking, ready to unleash an overtaking masterclass on Chris Ilduke. Blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub.
This ain't Puppy Dog from Hell's first rodeo. They're optimizing their racing line, reducing understeer. If Chris Ilduke ain't nervous, they sure ought to be.
There's no escape now. Megasaurus 55 is breathing fire and has locked onto Lars's tail.
I think they are going to take them.
Well, I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Megasaurus 55's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Lars. Aussies love a good underdog story. Any dark horses you're keeping an eye on for this race?
Well, every rodeo has its wild card. I've got a couple names in mind, but I'll keep them close to the vest for now.
Megasaurus 55 is running 8th. They are trying to catch Lars. Wow, Infinity is really pushing hard in these final moments of the race. It's all over. Infinity has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now.
What a display of skill and precision.
What a drive from Rob Keane, securing a great second place finish.
Intense race, but Rob held their nerve and earned a great second place.
What a race from Richard Rossier, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish. In 4th, 5th and 6th, it's Sunoiler, Eddie G and Eric Wolfs. Coming in 7th we have Lars. Finishing 8th is Megasaurus 55. With Chris Ilduke in 9th. Puppy Dog from Hell brings home 10th. Taking 11th is Wayne Pearson. Maybe today Satan in 12th. D-Max end in 13th. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Calabogie Motorsports Park full, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Puppy Dog from Hell will have the best seat in the house starting from pole position. Chris Duke will begin the race from the second spot on the starting grid.
But they're going to have to be quick out of the blocks if they want to keep up with the top performers.
In the third position, we have Megasaurus 55 ready to tackle the race ahead.
I'm sure Megasaurus 55 will be expecting to bring home solid points from here.
Securing the fourth place is Lars. Eric Wolfs is placed in fifth.
Another good start for the Belgian driver.
Our fifth place starter for today's race is none other than Eddie G. The sixth starting position belongs to Sunoiler, who will be looking to make up ground early on. Richard Rossier is going to be starting from seventh.
They'll be looking for a clean race.
From the middle of the pack, we have Rob Keane in eighth place on the starting grid.
But if they can find their rhythm early on, they could be a real threat.
Infinity is ninth.
But sometimes the underdog can surprise you. Let's see what they've got in the tank.
As the engines roar to life, Wayne Pearson prepares to take off from the 10th position on the starting grid. Starting from 11th on the grid is not ideal for maybe today's Satan, but they're a fighter.
But they're going to have to be aggressive if they want to make up ground on the leaders.
D-Max is in a solid position starting from 12th on the grid.
The American driver has got something to prove.
The starting signal has been given, and the drivers face the uncertainty of the first lap. With cars packed tightly together, the potential for spins or collisions is high.
With adrenaline running high, some drivers may take unnecessary risks. Staying patient and knowing when to make a move is essential for a strong start.
The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one. You know, they say, steady as she goes, and that's exactly what Puppy Dog from Hell's doing. Holding on to one, maybe they've got a trick or two up their sleeve for later.
Like we say in North Carolina, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Maybe Puppy Dog from Hell is keeping their pace steady for now, waiting for the right time to make a splash.
Stone the Crows. Infinity's taken off like a mad kookaburra. Reckon the others are wondering where that bolt came from.
I tell y'all, that's the kind of move that'll turn heads. Let's hope they don't bite off more than they can chew. Y'all see that? Infinity is making a statement early on. But it ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Bit of a cruisy start for Puppy Dog from Hell, just feeling out the track at Calabogie Motorsports Park full. You know, like a dingo sussing out the lay of the land. As the drivers prepare to take off, Puppy Dog from Hell sits in third place on the starting grid.
And they are looking to start the race on the Hards tire compound.
Joerg Yu has some work to do from 13th on the grid, but they're not out of the race yet.
Jorg Yu won't be too disappointed with 13th.
Oh dear, puppy dog from hell has dropped down to second.
Sucks to be them, Rob.
A tough moment for puppy dog from hell, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to third.
Racing's like good old southern barbecue. Slow and steady. Maybe puppy dog from hell is just marinating a bit before the big sizzle.
If I had $1 for every time Wayne Pearson closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, Rob, the thunder from down under is coming.
Woo-wee, there's more tension between Wayne Pearson and Rob than there is at a shotgun wedding. Pass the popcorn and let's see where this love story goes.
The crowd is on its feet as Rob chases down Megasaurus 55 through Rocky Road.
Oi, Rob, wouldn't want to be in Megasaurus 55's shoes right now, would y'all? Talk about a pressure cooker situation.
I swear, Rob's on the prowl, making that leap to first look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue. Struth. Rob's taken a bit of a tumble down the order to second. Must have missed the memo.
That's got to hurt. Keen will be kicking themselves right now.
Fair dinkum, I reckon Wayne Pearson's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Rob in the front.
In this high-speed game of chess, it's all about strategy. Who'll make the next move?
Hold on to your stubbies. Keen is closing in on Megasaurus 55 like a bachelor at the end of a bucks night. Hope Megasaurus 55 either brought some lube or protection.
This ain't a track, it's a coliseum, and the gladiators are putting on one hell of a show.
Look at that. They're trading places in every turn, a constant game of cat and mouse. Each driver knows one mistake could cost them dearly.
Exactly, Rob. It's like a high-stakes chess match on wheels. These drivers are analyzing every move and trying to anticipate their opponent's next move. It's a true test of their mental acuity.
Stone the crows. Puppy dog from hell's on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, fifth.
Well, slap my knee and call it a jamboree. Puppy dog from hell's putting on a masterclass, storming into fifth.
Crikey, Wayne Pearson's got a gap ahead as vast as the Simpson Desert. The bloke's really got to pull up his socks to close that chasm.
Sure as sugar. Down in Carolina, we'd say they're trailing like a turtle in a rabbit race.
The drivers have been working hard to come up with the perfect race strategy. They've been looking at the weather, the track conditions and the performance of their cars.
Now it's time.
Incident alert. Things don't look to be going maybe today Satan's way, as already they are into the pits.
Well, races can be won or lost in the pits, but in this case it's all bad news for maybe today Satan. That's going to be tough to come back from.
This is what separates the best from the rest. These drivers are demonstrating their racecraft, searching for any weakness to exploit. It's a true test of skill.
You said it, Rob. The different lines they're taking demonstrate their strategic thinking. It's fascinating to see how they adapt their approaches to gain an advantage.
Hold your breath, folks. These drivers are showing exceptional car control, threading the needle through tight corners. It's a battle for supremacy.
No doubt about it, Rob. The battle for supremacy between these drivers is fierce. The way they navigate through those tight corners is a testament to their skill and determination.
Some say it's about the journey, not the destination. But Chris Duke seems pretty intent on that fourth spot.
Definitely, Rob. But they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Quiet, steady, reliable. That's Chris Duke's game today. No drama, just some good old-fashioned racing.
Couldn't agree more. It's like they say, slow and steady might just win the race. Chris Duke's giving us a masterclass in patience and precision.
And Chris Duke in fourth is coming into the pits, and that might be to serve a penalty. Watching in fifth. Stop the press. That won't be ideal for Wayne Pearson. They're going for the same piece of tarmac. Sparks are flying as they battle for position, daring each other to brake later and go deeper into the corners.
Absolutely thrilling, Rob. The level of car control these drivers possess is exceptional. They're towing the line between maximum speed and maintaining control, making for a captivating spectacle.
Looks like Puppy Dog from Hell's letting others have their 15 seconds of fame. Now strolling at second. Struth, Puppy Dog from Hell has been left out in the Never Never, with Chris Ilduke darting past like a roo in the headlights.
Yep, looks like Puppy Dog from Hell missed the hoedown memo, while Chris Ilduke's dancing right up front.
Whoa there, Megasaurus 55 is sticking to Chris Ilduke like glue. You reckon Chris Ilduke's feeling the pressure? Cause I sure would.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
Not much room to breathe for Puppy Dog from Hell with Eddie G trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at Rocky Road. Hold your breath, folks. Eddie G is sandwiched between two relentless competitors, Keen 0.2 seconds behind and Puppy Dog from Hell 0.1 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position. I've been analysing races for quite some time, and the sheer endurance of these drivers never ceases to amaze me.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about physical stamina but mental fortitude. To stay sharp, lap after lap, especially with so many variables at play, it's a testament to their dedication and skill.
Oi, Infinity. Got a mirror? Cause Puppy Dog from Hell's closer than my unpaid pub tabs.
Well, shucks, Infinity might want to drop a gear or two. Puppy Dog from Hell's breathing down their exhaust like they're trying to catch a high off a tailpipe.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
This is what it's all about, folks. Wayne Pearson is in hot pursuit of Eric Wolfs, who's just trying to stay ahead. Wayne Pearson just blitzed past Eric Wolfs like they were standing still. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
Hey Rob, ever seen a cat toy with a mouse? Kind of feels like what Infinity is doing to Eddie G right now, doesn't it?
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
The chase between Sunoiler and Lars is like a high-speed game of tag only. The stakes are much higher.
Things are getting spicy as Infinity is breathing down Eddie's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them. Hold on to your hats. Sunoiler is gunning for Lars. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend? Oh no, what's this? Looks like that's a mistake from Eddie G. This could be costly.
Hot diggity. If Eddie G had a banjo, they'd be strumming a sad tune right about now.
The action is non-stop as Infinity shadows Puppy Dog from Hell through every twist and turn, determined to claim second. Talk about going walkabout on the track. Lars is off on a little bush adventure at Calabogie Motorsports Park full, aren't they?
Dang, Lars went off like my sense of self-worth after my high school reunion. And just as hard to recover.
It's a battle of wills out there. Each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Who will keep their cool under pressure? Infinity or Puppy Dog from Hell? It's anyone's race.
Puppy Dog from Hell seems to be putting the pressure on Infinity.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
Seems like Richard Rossier is getting in range of Joe Ergue.
Do they have the speed for a move, and more importantly, do they have the talent?
Oh my, Eric Wolfs is hot on the tail of Eddie G. As they come into throat, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside.
As a former driver, I can tell you there's nothing quite like the adrenaline rush when you're this close to your rival, ready to make your move.
As they speed through Spoon, Richard Rossier is relentlessly pursuing Joe Ergue in a high-stakes battle for position.
If Richard Rossier pushes too hard, they might find themselves exploring the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during a race.
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Eddie G is dancing closer and closer to Richard Rossier. You can feel the tension as they approach Wilson's.
Well, isn't this a showdown? Eddie's right on the tail of Richard Rossier. Eyes peeled as they approach Wilson's, folks.
And Eddie G has just won the place from Richard Rossier.
Absolutely. Eddie G is showing great pace and determination, but they can't get too confident. There are still plenty of challenges ahead.
Every move counts now as Eric Wolfs works to reel in Richard Rossier and overtake for P9.
Don't forget the role of aerodynamics. Eric Wolfs should use slipstreaming to their advantage and close the gap to Richard Rossier.
If Eric Wolfs doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Like a scene from a thriller, Joe Ergu's on maybe today Satan's Tail, hungry for that spot. The intensity is off the charts as Richard Rossier hounds Eddie G, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Struth. If Lars gets any closer to D-Max, they'll be asking to share a meat pie. Watch them duel it out at Spoon. Ripper of a move. Lars is not just in the race, they're owning it. G'day, 11th.
That's what we like to see. Lars is really showing their class today.
By the looks of it, Eddie G in 7th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Joe Ergu. Hold on to your stubbies.
Dang, Eddie's chasing Ergu like a Southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
D-Max has the pedal to the metal chasing Megasaurus 55. It's not coming up roses for D-Max, they're trailing Megasaurus 55 and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Hal, what's the impact of tyre degradation on race strategy? How does it affect a driver's approach to the race?
Tire degradation plays a crucial role in race strategy, Rob. Teams and drivers have to consider the optimal time to pit for fresh tires and adjust their race pace to balance speed with tire conservation. It adds another layer of complexity to the racing challenge.
This is edge-of-the-seat stuff. Eric Wolfs is relentlessly hunting down Richard Rossier. Who'll blink first?
The mental game is just as important here. Eric Wolfs must keep their cool while putting pressure on Richard Rossier.
The gap between Eric Wolfs and Richard Rossier is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Megasaurus 55 is breathing down the neck of Lars, not giving him any room to relax. Big gains for Megasaurus 55 as they move up the field, leaving Lars behind.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Megasaurus 55's got that winning glint.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Lars is proper nipping at Megasaurus 55's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
And the drivers know it too, Rob. They're giving it everything they've got, and you can see them pushing the limits of the car's capabilities.
It's not looking good for Lars. They are still behind Megasaurus 55 and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. Hal, can you share some strategies that drivers use to manage tire degradation during a race?
Certainly, Rob. Some strategies include adjusting the car's setup for better tire life, altering driving lines to reduce wear, and using tire management techniques like lift and coast to preserve grip for as long as possible.
Well, Eric Wolfs, if you're looking for a way past, you'll need a please and thank you and a slab of beer for Richard Rossier. It's happy hour, and they're not giving an inch.
A few lengths might not sound like much, but in racing, that's like dancing on the edge of a razor blade. Richard Rosier's footwork is top-notch today.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Eric Wolfs is right on the heels of Richard Rosier, and we're in for a wild ride.
Now, that's some driving, y'all. Eric Wolfs is putting the pressure on Richard Rosier. It's like watching a cat stalk a bird. They're inching closer with every turn.
Now isn't this a show? Joe Ergu's gotten the bit between their teeth, and they're reeling in Eddie G. Look at them weave and bob through Ralph's Ridge, folks. It's a game of inches now as Eric Wolfs tails Richard Rosier closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
That's right, Rob. The pressure is palpable. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
If Richard Rosier gets any closer to Ergu, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown?
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. Who will come out on top? This is racing at its finest.
The adrenaline is pumping as Richard Rosier gets within striking distance of Joe Ergu in their race for 7th. We got a close battle as Eddie G closes in on maybe today Satan. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Wayne Pearson is sniffing around puppy dog from hell like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 3rd. Eddie G wants to find a way round maybe today Satan. The gap between Eddie G and maybe today Satan is widening. It's now up to 0.6 seconds. Blimey, Wayne Pearson is closing in on puppy dog from hell like they owe them money. This duel is going to light up Ralph's Ridge.
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Wayne Pearson is definitely living on the edge today.
Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Wayne Pearson for nabbing 3rd.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Wayne Pearson's charging like a bull in a china shop. Welcome to 3rd, cowboy.
Crikey, that overtake by Wayne Pearson was smoother than a coldie on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
Oh, this is getting intense. Richard Rosier is just behind Joe Ergu. It looks like Joe Ergu is pulling away from Richard Rosier. The gap is continuing to grow as they head through easy. Things are heating up as Eddie G closes in on maybe today Satan. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
Wow, Richard Rosier is really pushing hard to catch up to Joe Ergu. There's blood in the water for 7th place. Look at this. Eddie G is practically drafting off maybe today Satan. With the gap this small, temptation is going to be a real test.
This is what separates the good from the great, the ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
The gap between Eric Wolfs and Richard Rosier is razor thin as they vie for 8th in this nail-biting hold that thought, hold the phone. Well, crikey. Joe Ergu's taken a detour just like I did when I tried to change my car's oil. Ended up with a flooded garage.
Dang, Ergu was riding high, but that slip up? That's like tripping over your own shoelaces at the county fair.
Looks like maybe today Satan is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about finding the right balance between speed and control.
Oi, maybe today Satan has just whipped out a blinder of a lap. Faster than Puppy Dog from Hell. Bet that's gonna ruffle some feathers.
As long as maybe today Satan can maintain that consistency and pace, it will be interesting to see.
So, Hal, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a minor lapse in concentration?
A minor lapse in concentration can have significant consequences, Rob. It could lead to an off-track excursion, a loss of position, or even a collision. That's why it's crucial for drivers to stay focused and alert throughout the race.
This is a thrilling battle as maybe today Satan edges closer to Puppy Dog from Hell in their fight for P4. Maybe today Satan is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Puppy Dog from Hell to 0.3 seconds. Puppy Dog from Hell is holding fourth, but maybe today Satan is right on their tail.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for maybe today Satan to make up that gap, especially with Puppy Dog from Hell defending so well.
Buckle up. Maybe today Satan is all over Puppy Dog from Hell like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? Every race has its highs and lows. Maybe today Satan acquaints themselves with a new perspective at 6th. Disappointing for maybe today Satan, they now find themselves in 7th.
Hold the horses. Looks like maybe today Satan's decided to give the rest a fighting chance, slidden down a tad.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
Can Puppy Dog from Hell close the 0.5 second gap and make a pass?
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
Richard Rosier is so close to Puppy Dog from Hell that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
Here's some action. Puppy Dog from Hell's tailgating Wayne Pearson so close, it's like they're sharing the same set of wheels as they near Rocky Road.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Puppy Dog from Hell and Wayne Pearson, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
Talk about intense. Richard Rosier is on Puppy Dog from Hell's bumper. We're in for a treat as they approach Candy Mountain.
It's going to be a close one. Richard Rosier will have to push hard to create an opportunity.
Coming into temptation, the fight for third is heating up. Who will be the first to blink? In your experience, Hal, what was the most important aspect of managing tire degradation during a race?
The most important aspect, Rob, was maintaining a good balance between pushing hard and conserving tires. Finding the sweet spot between aggression and tire preservation was key to optimizing race pace and strategy.
Blimey, Richard Rosier is sticking to Puppy Dog from Hell like a kangaroo to her joey. At this rate, they'll be side by side as they hit hook. No room for error here. Eric Wolfs is breathing down the neck of Richard Rosier, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? It's pedal to the metal for maybe today Satan, while Eric Wolfs is still flipping through the radio channels. Hold on to your seats. Richard Rosier is turning the heat up on Puppy Dog from Hell, closing in for the kill. Great driving from Richard Rosier. Braking alert. Looks like Puppy Dog from Hell's playing in the dirt. Took me back to when I tried rallying in my mum's old sedan. Good times, expensive repairs.
Dang, puppy dog from hell swerving around like me chasing a sale at the car parts store. Always ends up being a wild ride.
This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Eric, Wolfs is the predator, with maybe today Satan firmly in their sights. Rob is on fire in the last sector. And there it is. Rob has completed the race in first place, setting a blistering pace that none of the other drivers could match. Impressive second place finish for Infinity.
Strong work securing second place. Well done.
Impressive drive from Wayne Pearson to claim the final spot on the podium.
What a drive, well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Maybe today Satan, Richard Rossier, Eric, Wolfs, and Megasaurus 55 take 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th is Lars, Puppy Dog from Hell, Eddie G, and Joe Ergu. In 12th, it's D-Max.